I knew my marriage was over the moment my phone lit up at 11:47 p.m. with a message from my wife that wasn't meant for me. In few days, I'll dump him and get all his money. Just keep playing along. For a full minute I stared at the words, unable to blink. I felt something inside me collapse. Not loudly, not dramatically, but like a quiet internal cave-in, as if the last bit of faith I had in her just folded. I didn't text back. I didn't call. I didn't confront her. I just sat there, phone glowing in the dark, while my wife slept in the next room as if nothing was wrong. The moment before the fall. People say you always feel when your partner is drifting. Maybe that's true, but in my case I think I felt it too late. The late nights she justified with work. The sudden gym obsession. The shift from warm goodnight kisses to quick, dismissive ones. The way she laughed at her phone more often than she laughed with me. I noticed all of it, but I kept telling myself marriages go through phases. The truth? I was afraid of finding out there was something behind those signs. And now that fear was a neon sign on my lock screen. The morning after the message. She walked into the kitchen humming, acting like someone who had no idea her entire mask had fallen off. "Morning," she said casually, opening the fridge. I watched her carefully, the fake stretch, the forced yawn, the practiced normalcy. She didn't know. That text wasn't meant for me. She thought she'd sent it to whoever she'd been planning my financial funeral with. I forced a smile. "Morning." We ate breakfast in silence. She scrolled Instagram. I pretended to check emails. Inside, I was replaying that message over and over, each time hearing her voice saying it. I'll dump him and get all his money. She had married me when I was finally doing well financially. Maybe I always knew she loved the lifestyle more than me, but I never let myself believe she'd actually execute a plan like this. But she would have. If she hadn't made that single mistake. The plan she would never see coming. I spent the entire morning at my office alone, staring out the window as I made decisions I never imagined making. Divorce wasn't enough. Tears weren't enough. I wanted a clean ending. One where she couldn't twist the story, couldn't manipulate friends, couldn't take a single extra rupee from me. And the text she sent was a gift. It was everything I needed. By noon I had spoken to a lawyer. By 3 p.m. all my accounts were separated. By evening my lawyer had drafted everything. But the real revenge wasn't the divorce. It was letting her expose herself. The setup. That night she acted extra sweet. Tea brought to my desk, a forehead kiss, the kind of attention you only get when someone wants to distract you from something. She sat on the couch and said, "Babe, I've been thinking. Maybe we should take a small trip? You've been stressed." Stressed? Because you're planning to rob me blind and run? I nodded. Maybe. She smiled, relieved. But she didn't notice me flip my phone face up on the table. She didn't notice the screen recording running. And she definitely didn't notice that when I said, "Hey, did you mean to send me that text last night?" I was recording every reaction, every lie. Her face drained of color. What text? I opened it and placed the phone in front of her. She didn't breathe for 3 seconds. Then the performance began. That's not what it looks like." It was. "You were talking about dumping me and taking my money?" I whispered. She stuttered through excuses. "It was a joke. You misunderstood. You know I would never." My cousin was. I was venting. Every lie recorded. Every denial documented. Every shift in her expression captured. When she finally realized I wasn't arguing back, she softened her voice, reaching for my hand. "Baby, you know I love you." I pulled my hand away. The next morning, execution. I left for work early but didn't actually go to the office. I went to the bank, then met my lawyer again, then drove home when I knew she'd be awake. She was on the sofa, looking anxious, probably wondering whether I'd believe whatever story she would invent today. I sat across from her and placed a folder on the table. "What's this?" she asked. "Your freedom," I said quietly. She opened it. Divorce papers. Her face went pale, but only briefly. Then she straightened up, ready for the fight she expected. "You think I'll sign without getting what I'm owed? Half of." "No," I said, handing her my phone. "You'll sign because of this." I pressed play. Her own voice filled the room. "In few days, I'll dump him and get all his money." Then her frantic lies from last night. She froze. You recorded me? Yes. She opened her mouth but no words came out. This goes to my lawyer, I said. It's more than enough to protect my assets. If you try to drag this out, it becomes public. She knew what that meant, her reputation, her family's respect, the bubble of fake perfection she curated online gone. She swallowed hard. You wouldn't. I would. Silence. Then with trembling fingers she signed. Just like that. The woman who planned to destroy me bowed to a single mistake of her own making. The final goodbye. She packed quietly. No yelling. No tears. No drama. Just a defeated silence. When she walked out with her suitcase, she stopped by the door, looking at me with an expression I couldn't read. Did you ever think maybe we could fix this? She asked. I shook my head. You broke something we can't rebuild. She nodded slowly, opened the door and stepped out of my life. I didn't follow. I didn't watch her leave through the window. I didn't need closure. I already had it. Aftermath. I sat alone in the quiet house, the echo of her footsteps fading. For the first time in months the air felt clean. Not victory. Not triumph. Just peace, the kind that comes when a storm finally burns itself out. She tried to use me. She tried to play me. She tried to cash out of my life like it was a bank account. But in the end she destroyed herself. All I did was give her the pen and let her sign the ending she wrote.